What's your name?
Hillary Emmons.
Just say my name is.
My name is Hillary Emmons.
Thank you. And your mother, and I'm sorry, can we say my name is Hillary Evans, my mother is Jane Hunt, she's an adjunct at NHTI.
Okay. My name is Hillary Emmons, my mother is Jane Hunt, and she's an adjunct at NHTI.
So what was it, what were some of your experiences at home growing up with your mother teaching a low-wage position like being an adjunct?
The main thing...
Sorry, and just can you refer to the questions as you answer?
Oh, sure. So, growing up with my mom working as an adjunct, the two main things that I would say about it were we were definitely affected by having a lower wage. I mean, I think, you know, as my mom, she kind of protected me as much as she could from the money stress, but as she referred to, there were a couple instances where utilities got turned off and stuff like that, and you know, you kind of, I mean, little kids pick up on things, so you know, to some extent I was aware that we were strapped for cash. And then the other thing that I saw is how hard she worked and how many hours she put in to earn that low wage. You know, she always had time for me, but it was clear that she was, you know, sacrificing sleep instead of that time, and you know, kind of running all over the place, sometimes from school to school, and really putting in an astonishing number of hours to make sure that, you know, people got the education that they had signed up for when she was trying to teach so many courses at once. So that was really hard on her.
So, were you just at home a few times, lights went out, couldn't pay the electricity bill?
Yeah.
Were there other things like that happened?
No, I mean, I think those were, you know, the majority. You know, we had a roof over our heads, we had food on the table. It wasn't always the fanciest, but there was definitely that, you know, when you're living on such a tight budget, you're trying to juggle the phone and the lights and the rent and everything else, and sometimes one of those balls falls. So, you know, we kept it going, but it was definitely more of a challenge with a, you know, lower income.
Were you working as a kid to help out in the house at all?
Again, you know, was pretty fortunate. I did have jobs when I was a kid, but it was for my own spending money. I wasn't, my mom never, you know, asked me to contribute to the household when I was younger, so.
So she's been working there for 23 years, and she's still making $2,000 for a course. Are you comfortable with that?
I would definitely like to see her in a more comfortable position, and I think that, you know, anyone who's performing well in a job for that long should be getting raises, you know, at least to keep up with inflation. And so I don't think that's right.
Even after the first 10 years, I mean, has your mother, I can only imagine, like, what other things have you had to sacrifice? Or has she? She basically, it seems like she's sacrificed everything for you and for herself, so you could have a better future.
Yeah, she sacrificed a lot, you know, but I would like to see her be more secure and comfortable as she's getting to, you know, wanting to think about retiring. She doesn't have that kind of, you know, security buffer, nest egg. So it's hard to see, and I'm starting to think about, you know, ways that I can help her.
Do you help her financially now?
Occasionally. I mean, like I said, she's really self-sufficient, but if and when I can, I try to help out. So.
Was there additional stress that was put on? She mentioned a divorce.
Yeah.
Was there additional stress that came in your household because of how long and how she had to work and?
Well, the divorce actually happened before she was teaching,
okay.
And I'd say that it might have actually relieved potential stress in the house.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
So,
oh, good.
You know, my parents were both good people, but not necessarily
together.
So I don't know if that was a factor,
And I guess what would you ask the chancellor for your mother?
To consider the value that she and I'm sure her colleagues add to the college and think about whether their compensation reflects how valuable they are.
Do you really think that they are taking something like that seriously when all the presidents give themselves like a $20,000, $15,000 raise?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know a ton about the economics of the college.
Sure, it's the lowest supported. New Hampshire is the state schools here are 50th below Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, below Nebraska. I mean, just not areas of where you think. I mean, this state has Dartmouth, right? It's still an educational. It's still definitely a center for education.
Yeah.
And the state funding is 50th. It's last in the nation.
Yeah.
Just to give you an idea of the picture.
Yeah.
So during the recession, or just while the economy wasn't so great, the presidents last year they received tens of thousands of dollars in raises, and the chancellor gave himself a $24,000 raise. So he's making more than Joe Biden. I don't know how you feel about that. Well, while at the same time the chancellor capped the number of courses the adjuncts could teach.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't sound great to me. I think I'd like to see somebody who's probably already doing pretty well to think about others who are doing less well before they think about doing better themselves.
Okay.